loss streak. Very, very rough. But they seem to have fallen off a couple of wings. They started 2-0, so they're coming forward. So that's good. Obviously BTS loves their winter. A couple of veteran players, trying to bring up a couple of new up-and-comers and trying to get them together. And they're doing a reasonably good job so far. But, it's like, just from what I'm seeing, it's like Arrow, and then everyone else, it's like anyone can get any kind of game,
Yeah.
So,
and that's pretty much what we've heard. Although Scythe was in that top category as well, and they seem to not be faring nearly as well through these qualifiers. So really, the top dogs seem to be Arrow at this point. They're sitting at 4-0, and they have obliterated all of the games that we saw. So
yeah.
DDZ, man, he's the real fucking deal.
He's the real deal. I'm excited to see tomorrow. We'll get to see them go against Scythe, who's supposed to be the other powerhouse. But for now, all these teams, these games all matter at this point. It's only 2 days of of this kind of a play, and then we go right into the playoffs, and then we find out who's going to be going to TI to also represent the C scene next to Titan.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's pop into the draft here. It is underway, and again, just our second reminder, this will not be through Dota TV. If you're looking for that, sorry, apologies, but you can enjoy it here on the live stream on High Ground TV. So, Gigabyte, Mineski have picked up the Invoker, the Wraith King, as well as the Rasta, and this is a hero we've expected to see a bit more of, at least I have. The Shadow Shaman definitely more popular in the Eastern scene than in the Western.
And definitely also more popular on the Dire side. So they're definitely happy with that kind of a grab up. You have the flexibility to kind of maybe work into the Roche pit very easily and just kind of get a lot done. And of course you have his benefits of all sorts of heavy pushing power, which just works so good. But to just step back away from the draft just one more time to give a little more history about Mineski, this is a team that's had a lot of roster changes. It took all of us at the panel to kind of double check the roster, who's playing right now. They play different positions. They brought in new players like Paseo, and even their names right now don't really properly match up because they're using fancy schmancy names. But they're shifting roles all about. It's the roster they're using right now is only like a week or two old, but they've been doing a really good job coming into the qualifiers. They had a 5-game win streak. They were coming off a 2-0 game against First Departure, which we just saw. And, they can definitely perform. They have enough raw individual talent to make it work. And as time goes on and they get better and they have more team synergy, it can only get better and better and better for them. So we'll see how it works out. They now move on. They grab up the Sand King. And for Execration, they grab up that first priority Lycan, the Doom, then the Chen they love to grab. And then, of course, the Vengeful Spirit. That's one we haven't seen in quite a while.
Yeah, I'm on the fence right now about Vengeful Spirit. I do really like the aggressive capability she gives you. She's got a good stun. Swap is a very good offensive and defensive ability. And the aura, of course, helpful for taking down Roche. We do have a Radiant Lycan here, so definitely not too traditional. I mean, I guess Execration still just value that hero very highly in a push lineup. And while they've got the Chen and the Vengeful Spirit, so they're going to stack an aura on top of that. And maybe they'll round that out with something as well. I mean, we've got the Doom here to help with some auras and Queen of Pain.
Again.
Man, this hero has been seeing a lot more play than I would expect.
I mean, if you want to look at a game where, like, the ideal Queen of Pain kind of a game was last game for Arrow. It's a hero who you want to get a lot done at that mid-game period. I mean, you said it perfectly. If she doesn't perform when she needs to, she could just fall off way too quickly. But if you do get the ball rolling and you begin to snowball very quickly, it's going to be very, very difficult for Mineski. And holy moly, Bristleback. I like C-Dota, man. This is great. When we were watching the NA games, it just seemed very like cookie cutter style drafts. You were really expecting the same thing over and over again. But look at all these crazy picks. Vengeful, Quap again, Bristleback now. This is nice.
Yeah, and well, it looks like this is going to be a core Wraith King, I would assume. I mean, we've got Sand King and Shadow Shaman, a tri-lane presumably, with this Wraith King, and Bristleback presumably going to be heading to the offlane.
I mean, I would try to match their name with their roles, but they changed roles so much. I mean, and then obviously this is our first experience getting to watch them play. So, yeah, it could definitely very well be a core Wraith King, which has not been the trend as of recent, but definitely could get it done. If he finds the farm, man, there's no stopping him. It then adds a lot of pressure for, like, Execration to maybe look to kite him around. Yeah. That might be the one weakness for a Wraith King.
Absolutely, and well, let's have a quick introduction here of the rosters for Mineski, the house favorites, as you put it, for Beyond the Summit, and that would, that's definitely true. I think Gods has a hoodie, a shirt on as well.
Filipino underwear, I think he's wearing right now.
And we also have LD is sporting a Mineski jersey, so And a lot of Mineski fans here in the house. But let's.
I
go
should
over
be
the
a
teams.
Mineski fan. I mean, my better half, my wife, half Filipino, so I'm sure she would be rooting for him. I think Suns fans, ladies, also rooting for the Filipino squad. So they have a lot of pride. They also have I think Mineski has the biggest team page on Facebook
Yeah,
with the most likes.
It's a lot of likes.
It's like 100,000 or something like that.
Yeah, that's
like
a lot.
100K plus likes. That's unreal. That's great for them though.
Definitely a lot of fans here for the Mineski game. So let's go over the team on the Sand King. It's going to be OWA. He's gone full support. Jesse Vosh is going to be on the Bristleback here. We've got Jay. He's going to be staying on the Invoker. And I believe this is Geo on the Shadow Shaman. And then we've got ASXC, who might be Paseo, but we're not 100% sure. He's going to be rocking the Wraith King.
I'm glad you took the harder team, Greg. Thank you. For Execration, back once more, trying to pick things up. They're in a bit of a hindrance now. 1 and 2 starting here at the top off lane, running right back. It is going to be Iwi or EWE playing your Doom. Heading over to the mid area, the two supports running side by side. We got Chen played by Fox. And on the fabulously Arcana set, I believe, for the Vengeful Spirit, we got BG01 or BG01. And then it is going to be a mid lane Abeng playing your Queen of Pain. And way at the bottom on that Lycan, it is, of course, none other than the headmaster, if you will, the captain, Ninja Boogie on the Lycan.
Well, roam through the jungle here. They put down 1 sentry, blocked this camp. No observers put down for the Dire that I can see at the moment. So
making things pretty difficult for Chen there, kind of what you expect when the enemy picks up a Chen. You roll as 5, go through the jungle, throw down a couple of wards, make things a lot trickier for him to get those easy creeps and get that farm going.
And the dual support actually roaming down bottom first, try to score a kill on this Lycan. I like this quite a bit. They know there's no wards here because of the way they roam through the jungle, and just the Bristleback at first. They're going to be expecting these supports in the top lane, so perhaps we can get an early kill on our hands here.
Yep.
Take down Ninja Boogie.
If they can lock him down quick enough, maybe with the Shackles and the Burrow Strike, and they stack up the Quills, he'll definitely be taken down. And he has no idea this is coming. The Invis is right there. This is just too good. There's one auto attack to squeeze in there. The Burrow Strike, they're going to wait a bit. There goes the Shackle. If they can get yeah, they got this. Easy first blood right away on Ninja Boogie. And they made it look easy. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better right there.
Gank.
Yeah, perfect gank with the perfect rune right at the start.
And, well, it looks like Execration, they're going to try to take their jungle back now. Shen is here, has picked himself up a Wild Ring, so he can stack up some camps, take that down, and, get himself some gold. Let's check out the mid lane here, Jay. On the Invoker, he's got a Blades of Attack and Quas, so this could be Quas Flex or Quas Exort. Hard to say at the moment. The Blades can kind of go either way. And then we've got a Bang here on the Queen of Pain, sitting at 3 last hits, and, well, he is very far out of lane at the moment. Very afraid of these 2 roaming supports, but they are not here.
Yeah, very, very interesting stuff. Wraith King doesn't really want to be part of this lane just yet. And going back to the mid lane, Invoker majority love to play the Quas Exort. This recent patch didn't even touch the Fire Invoker, whereas it did kind of delay the EMP a bit. But as you can see right there, it is indeed going to be the Quas Wex crowd controlling Invoker, and we are going to have to pull out another pause. And I believe from what we were gathering after everyone was concluding their games that the Filipino teams were having a bit of problems with a couple of their servers and lagging issues and stuff. So we're going to see how it works here. I know the referees were looking to step in. I believe the rule was set that each team gets like 3 pauses, 5 minutes each. So we're trying to keep things in an orderly fashion, but not try to prolong too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to be moving back along here. Owa wants to put a bit of pressure on EWE, but not going to be too easy. Well, Abeng needs to get things moving here. I know he's scared of this gank, but hopefully he can get himself some CS, some levels, and continue moving. But he takes a tornado, but in the bottom lane, Jesse Vash, he's going to be taking a missile to the face. There's the Howl. Do they have enough damage? Fox running him down. He only has the Wild Wing. That is...
That Twister's doing nothing, my friend.
Yeah, that's, you look for ganking creeps, and this little
think
tornado right here, that's not a ganking creep.
That's even the weakest, pathetic-looking tornado I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it just looks like a cool wind, cool breeze. There's some leaves floating around. Maybe you're skipping through the park.
Yeah.
Wild Wing, definitely not ideal. He's going to be looking for a new creep. If that was a troll or something,
Yeah.
maybe they get that kill. Pretty hard to say. So there is a point in Bristleback here for the Bristleback, so
Yeah.
have to find out.
They're doing this interesting, like, dual jungle kind of a thing right here. They picked up a little bit of a tomato friend.
Look at the new tomato creep. Looks great.
Looks really nice. There's a quick smoke. Now they're going to look to make something happen in mid lane, and this is a creep that definitely can get something done with the help of that thunderclap. So let's see if they can catch out this Invoker right here. But he does have Tornado already ready to go already. And if he can get one off real quick, it's going to be very hard for a gank. But they're going to do the long road up and above here. If he can get off that Tornado quick, he should be fine. But if not, he might be able to be taken down.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to get it here. Definitely they want this kill. They want to punish the Invoker. They want to make sure that he doesn't get off to too good of a start. Now they're going to move forward and bang. There's the missile. It goes off before the Tornado. He brings up the ice or the Ghost Walk, but there's just not enough mana. There's the nuke, and, well, Bang's able to clean that one up. And, OWA's come over and he eats a scream. There was a clap available, but he did not get it off in time. And a Bang maybe going to be looking to dive through here. Yeah, nope. He backs up. Doesn't want to get too aggressive as there is a Shadow Shaman around who could make his life pretty miserable.
Yeah. But all in all, mission accomplished, I guess you could say, for Execration. They do move to the mid lane and do end up taking down the Invoker, and they even things up right away. 1-1 as we continue on. Now, the top lane, it's been a lot more quiet here. It's been a battle of the brutes, I guess, if you will. The Doom taking on the Wraith King, and as far as CS is concerned, there's a bit of a stun. Oh, coming in from behind here. They're going to try to lock him down. Burrow strike to follow, and look at this son of a gun running right in. Helps out with the shackles. Just too much disable. Doom trying to make a run for it will not be able to get away and will fall. But I was going to say right before that, 10-3 for the Wraith King. Doom was having a much better time with the CS, so they definitely needed to shut that down.
And Invoker also managed to kill the Vengeful Spirit over here during that kill. So
nice.
She's going to go down and come back up. We'll see how they want to recover. I'll be interested to see how they use this Venge. I mean, they could go for something like a Force Staff or something like that. I don't know. They have a couple of different options here. They could go for a more pushy build, maybe get like a drum or something, but hard to say.
For the bottom lane right now, Lycan's getting the free space to find his farm because Bristleback is kind of from time and time again moving over to the Ancient Pit and stacking up those creeps. Obviously, with help the Quills, he can look to take those down, but he's not having the best time right now trying to match up in a lane solo 1v1 with the Lycan. Those wolves are just too good.
Dude, this is the best Shagbark ever.
Is that the Shagbark you have or whatever?
No. This one's even cooler.
Got that ring.
Dude, that's awesome.
What is that?
Ships in the Night. Or Orbital, yeah, I don't know.
Is he wearing sunglasses?
Yeah, man, he's Shagbark.
Unreal.
That's awesome. Well, top lane Execration, they're smoked up once again. I really like this aggressive play from Fox. It hasn't entirely worked out, but they're going to move forward here on the wall. The long-range initiation from Revenge has been so great. They aren't going to get the courier, but they get a nice little kill there. So
nice redemption for the Doom. Taken down earlier in the lane, and now they take it right back and take down His Royal Majesty, the Wraith King.
And we'll see if they want to continue to apply the pressure here to the tower. I think they do need to worry about starting to knock down some towers. Definitely something that they need to worry about.
I'm looking at that. I mean, same as before. I mean, when Mott and I were casting a couple of these Execration games, they really love to have these supports roam all over the map. But when we were watching them play, there was a lot of uncertainty. They couldn't really make the commitments to find the pickoffs, and they kind of are this game. They're coming in from behind. They make another go on the Wraith King. They followed up with a nice stun, but nothing else to really be there to get anything going. So
yeah, they also notice he's level 6, has Reincarnation up, has tons of mana, and he's even going to blast the Centaur on the way out, get that extra gold, and make it so Chen needs to go grab another creep. And that's totally worth it for him. And well, these ganks don't seem to be working out too well for Execration, to be honest. They've committed quite a bit to this and spent a lot of time. Goldgraph not showing too much yet, but we'll see if that's still the case moving forward here. I do like the choice for Quas the Quas Wex build for one reason here. When you're getting pushed on by a Lycan, by a Chen with a lot of creeps, Tornado EMP is very good for helping stop that. So I do like that quite a bit. You can't be nearly as aggressive, obviously, but yeah, still very good.
Sand King's been doing a nice job, as most support Sand Kings do. When it's that appropriate time, they'll step out from the lane and kind of just, find the farm in the jungle, sandstorming up. He already built up a nice stack happening right over here, looking to build forward into that Blink Dagger, and that's when things get very nice for him. That extra initiation is just going to work so nicely. His team already has just so much sweet lockdown to work with here, and they're lingering in the backdrop as maybe they can catch something happening in the mid, maybe bait out the Invoker a bit right now, but they don't want to wait too long for this. They might be wasting too much time and just wasting a lot of precious XP that in gold they could be farming for themselves.
Tornado sound like 3 with Fox. Not going to be getting that, but I definitely agree with you. I think at some point you need to go in the jungle. You need to get level 6 on Fox. You need to get Arcanes. And X Creation are spending a lot of time ganking here, and it's just they're not getting anything out of it. So again, BGO1 rotating around. He has managed to find himself boots with that assist gold, so not the worst thing ever. They have the Doom farming decently well. He has gone for Boots Bracer. Just a little surprised he hasn't gone for a Midas with the amount of space that he should be getting here. And well, Ninja Boogie finally has finished up this Vlad's at 8 minutes after Boots as well.
He might. Smoke comes out here as Mineski looking to make a rotation over, but
Jesse Vash is doomed. He is just trying to get out of here, and well, he's not going to be going anywhere. Doom's going to pick that one up. TP coming in. In comes the Hellfire Blast, and now the EMP going to do some draining as well, and that's enough to take down one. EWE looks like he's going to go down as well. And now there's a Sonic Wave in the back, but unfortunately it's not nearly enough damage. And BGO1, he's stuck trying to kill the Shadow Shaman before he goes down. Not able to do it. And now a Bengi to Hellfire Blast. This is just a disaster for Execration. They can't get anything done here.
Yeah, it was a real shame. It looked like a good thing going for him, but they weren't counting on the fact that Mineski were making a long rotation over from behind and just caught him with their pants down, if you will, and just ripped them all apart. And now Mineski looking to pull ahead, 6-3 for them. Very, very nice. And now Execration have to look to step back and just kind of figure out what the next step might be. Now, Ninja Boogie, he's been consistent on his farm, finding what he needs. He's got his Vlads already acquired and ready to go here, but he's looking to make a rotation to the top. And like we were talking about in the draft, a Lycan on the Radiant side, it's not as easy to make a move into that Roche Pit and try to get an early Aegis.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so much harder. You have to really get some support to help clear out, push out waves, make it less obvious you're doing so, because you can't just sneak in there nearly as easily. Oh, mid lane, Tornado, EMP on a bang. Cold Snap, oh, not quite enough. That was almost very ugly. And, you know, with the old EMP, I bet that would have hit him.
Yeah, possibly. That's for sure. And, well,
yeah, it's always interesting, for me at least, to see the nerfs really come into play.
It's still a huge blast, but for heroes like
really
that
good.
where you can blink away,
Yeah.
it definitely makes you wonder if it would have been different, you know, given one patch ago. But for now, he's just going to have to deal with it in the meantime, and Quap is just going to stay for the long haul and just continue to farm it out. But as far as CS goes, the king is still going to be Lycan Ninja Boogie, moving on to 54-5. The next in line will be His Royal Highness, the Wraith King, in the top lane, where he has plenty of space to work with right here. He's got his power treads in 1k gold. Now we're looking at a core Wraith King, Greg. Unlike the support, you know, self, what do you build from here for more of a carry role?
I'm not 100% sure. I know a lot of the Western teams like going Blink first on the core Wraith King. Not sure that's the best thing ever. Blade Mail still seems pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Blade Mail's nice to have because you not only obviously get all that damage to reflect back and just the additional damage for yourself, but you also get a little bit of that additional mana, which can help with your ultimate, you know, especially if you don't want to feel like if you throw out a stun or two and then you just have nothing left to work with, and then if you actually fall, you won't be coming back. So it is definitely a really nice item to have. I can agree with that.
He hasn't gone for stats, which I think is more traditional when you're going to go for that Blink build, but well, we'll see where he decides to go. There's some movement on this mid lane, but it looks like neither team is really willing to commit at this point. Oh, no, he's got 3 creeps now. He should be looking to move in.
And Invoker made the rotation from the mid down to the bottom to look to go head-to-head with the Lycan, and Bristle and made his rotation to the mid. And Bristol, I'm really curious to see what he's going to bring, because a lot of teams like to go for something like, I don't know, a Centaur instead of a Bristle nowadays. I mean, it's another hero who could provide a lot, could be even nice and tanky and just get out there. But, you know, Bristle, he's going to be one of those heroes you can't just kind of ignore.
This is one of the weirdest builds I've ever seen.
For a Bristle, right?
Yeah, he has boots, Vit Booster, Buckler, Belt
Make
of
up your
Strength,
mind,
Stout
buddy.
Shield.
What is
Yeah,
this?
finish an item, dude.
It's like a reliable vitality booster, so he can kind of survive a little bit longer, and then maybe consider finishing off his mech. But you know, he doesn't want to be stuck with just brown shoes. I mean, it's a bit all over the place.
He went to the mall and he was like, "I'll have one of those, and those," and then he realized he couldn't pay for it all.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Luckily, there's a big discount sale, I guess you could say, at the Ancient Pit, because there's plenty of stacks in case they want to come together and try to take them all down, and then maybe he can look to complete some of these items. And I mean, does he turn that Vite into a Vanguard?
Yeah, I think so. Most likely. And well, they get ASXC once. Oh, there's another net again. Are they going to get him again? It doesn't look like it. Invoker's protecting him. Almost maxed out on that Wex, so they need to be careful moving in on him.
I do like this bristleback going against the Chen. The constant quills happening out right there would help wave clear enough, and all those Chen creeps would definitely have a bit of a hard time. But the rest of the Chen squad...
Mid lane epicenter coming in here by OWA. He's able to take down Ninja Boogie. Oh, they're so close. Down he goes. Doom as well going to go off on the Wraith King. Already used a resurrection, and well, looks like the Doom is going to go down. Not enough damage. A Bang moves in. Sonic Wave blinks away after the scream, and now Fox trying to get enough damage with the Venge brings down the Wraith King. And, well, they bring down Fox. And Jesse Vash, he's just going ham here, walking around, popping those quills off. And, well, the Queen of Pain even forced to blink away now. So it's a 3 for what? For Mineski.
Yeah, Mineski seem to always just be coming out on top of these fights just by a little bit. They do have to lose 1 or 2 in the end, but I think they're happy overall. And if they have to lose their core, I mean, it sucks, but I think they take enough down. Plus, considering taking down the Lycan, it's well worth it.
Yeah, and, well... we'll see how this Queen of Pain pick continues to work going forward, but this is kind of the situation where she becomes much worse. She's only has 1 kill, 60 CS. She's behind in levels. You really want level 2 ulti at this point. Looks like she's still going to be going for that Necro build, which I'm okay with, given that they have a pretty large split action going on here, but...
I mean, let's be
know.
honest, Greg. I mean, everyone else might be fans of Mineski, but I'm an Arrow fan, and I can't help but feel like DDZ would have done a lot more with this Queen of Pain than poor little Bang right here.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we can compare anyone to Arrow at this point. They seem to be on a whole nother level.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for her, she will step back and look to rejuvenate in the meantime. But for the others, it looks like a Vengeful Spirit here making the long rotation over. And I mean, have you ever really seen a true impact? I mean, when the VS does end up falling, which she has fallen a couple of times, 0 and 2, the impact of that minus attack do you think it's a big deal? Have you ever personally gone against? I haven't personally gone against it.
Really, I've gone against it, and it's not that good because the radius is actually not that big.
Mm-hmm. So, you have to like really be into it, which
you can be. It's pretty close.
With swap, you will be into it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't think it's like an auxiliary buff. It's a luxury buff. I'm not sure it matters that much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean it's pretty good against Wraith King. The rest of these heroes don't really care.
I'm happy to be proven wrong. You know, I would love to see it where it makes a big factor. If she swaps in, you know, even if it's like to sacrifice herself to save the creator of a carry, let's say, and they're able to make it out, and for the rest of the time being, the whole enemy team is just going to have that minus attack damage. That's going to be very nice to have. But the problem is, and this is the problem I've always said whenever I see a Vengeful Spirit, is it takes a while for her to really be a big factor. The swap at level 1 is just so little.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to be so close, and if you're going to be that close to the fight, you might be ripped apart before you even have the opportunity to even get anything off.
Yeah, I think that's really need a 4-staff or something similar, and they're going to be defending top tower here as Lycan has just been pushing into them fairly aggressively. It does have 2 levels of the Necro recipe. Does he actually have the rest on the courier?
That denied.
He does not.
They got it.
And well, huge smoke here by Execration. They're just going to look to continue the pressure. They really, like, this needs to work for them. And it is going to be a Blink Dagger for the Wraith King, so...
Uh-oh.
He's going to run right into a Doom, gets doomed immediately.
No.
Resurrection is not up. There's the net, and he's just going to get hit down. Double net swap. They stomp, and, well, it misses. But they still get the Wraith King. Huge smoke gank there. And, oh, Ninja Boogie, if you die here, that is not worth it. Attack coming forward. A Bang gets sheeped up. He darts away, and he's going to make it out as well. But now, Vengeful Spirit, what are you doing? All right, he's fine.
That Chen heal.
Yeah.
Ninja Boogie, very, very thankful for that one. Was able to make his escape and step out, so good for him. I mean, he might have to be the dark horse for his team. I mean, it's been a pattern so far. Execration, every time I see them play, the support's just constantly moving. They just want to keep ganking and ganking and ganking. They just can't let up on all this aggression. And it looks like in this game they're finding the opportunities they want, as opposed to previous games earlier tonight that we got in the cast. But you know, they're looking to make it happen here. And Lycan already has a couple of the recipes already available in his stash. Very nice for him. We'll get that book going underway, and if he finds the opportunity to sneak into the Roche pit, that would be great to have. But
Fox taking it full EMP here. Cold Snap not available. They pop the drum charge, and that's going to be more than enough. Doom getting a kill as well. He was diving. Jeez, he dove the bristleback here, but we saw the Venge go down just being a little careless, and they get the Chen too, who apparently was just not paying attention or something. I don't know. Execration has made a lot of pretty silly mistakes so far this game.
Yeah. I'll be looking to shake it off and bring it right back into this one, especially on the back of Ninja Boogie. CS for him, 111 at 17 minutes, not too bad, but yep, shifting over to the net worth, you can see it is actually the Invoker, the one to lead the front right now, and I would have to imagine that's because of his 3-1 score.
Yeah, and they're going to continue knocking down this mid tower, and that clears out the last tier 1 for them. They also put down this really nice observer ward while they were down here, and well, down goes the last tier 1 for Execration. The only thing they're going for them, they almost have a couple Necro books online. They've got one here on the Quath, and they have one on the Lycan. Oh, it's coming out.
That's a lot of push flavor coming their way. It's gonna be very nice. It's always a nice little tactic to try to fall back on, and of course, all that mana burn is gonna work very, very good against the Wraith King. And I was trying to touch back on this Bristleback Greg, and still can't quite commit to any item just yet. But there it is. He does finally complete out the mechanism. He has the recipe in his stash, so that's gonna be very, very helpful for his team, and also relieves a little bit of pressure from the supports to get that mech themselves.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll see if Mineski here want to continue this pressure. Is this going to be a BKB out of the... I guess it kind of has to be. Pretty early BKB if that's what this is from the Invoker. But, I mean, I can definitely understand why he picks that up. Just, the Queen of Pain is a lot of magic damage. Venge can be really annoying for him. It also deals with the creeps, so...
But the problem is there's a Doom on the enemy team, and
yeah,
I would figure the Invoker would be a prime target for the Doom, and that BKB will not save you from that.
Yeah, and moving forward here, they are fully smoked up.
Okay, baby, let's go. Mission impossible.
Wish we could play the... we need the sound. We need the soundboard.
Are we allowed to play? I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
Nice wave of terror scouts him out, but they will see the Venge, and we'll see if that passive is going to go to work here, Drake. She just runs right back into it, quick swap, and let's look at his finest.
That's just... no,
Man, this is pathetic.
It's only in the area where she dies, too. It's just not very good.
It's on... It's
just
not
very good.
that great. I don't know, maybe it gets better over time or something, but unfortunately not too good in the meantime. It looks like Mineski might be able to make their own move, and I mean, you may have a Lycan, you may have all these Necro books, but the advantage Mineski have is that they've got the Shadow Shaman, and when they just throw down those wards, and plus the help of all that sweet Life Leech coming out, they can take down this Roche very quickly for themselves.
Yeah, and this is the beauty of having the Shadow Shaman of the Dire, just cheesing out this Roshan extremely easily. They're going to get this pretty much without a problem. They might have to juggle the aggro a little bit here and maybe get another person to tank, as Wraith King has been bashed quite a bit.
It looked like Invoker wanted to force step into the pit, but kind of misstepped and had to do the walk around, but it doesn't really matter. There was no ward nearby, at least for Excretion to see it, and there it goes. It falls, and it will be able to go into the hands of the Invoker, and I think that's a smart choice, because Invoker, if he does get taken down, can come right back into the fight with all that mana and get off all the spells. By that point, they should be off the cooldown, and he can have a big impact.
Necro 3 for the Lycan, and, well, not quite there for this Queen of Pain, who's really failed to make an impact this game. And this is when I start to worry for Queen of Pains, is when you're not leading the way, you are just not very good.
Yeah, well, hopefully she can prove you wrong. We'll see if that will be the case or not. And for Mineski, they need to rotate up to the top. And oh, look at that. Quick tornado out, seeing if they can catch anyone. And that will not be the case. Instead, just go ahead and move on and get that wave clearing going. And look at that. A Maelstrom actually picked up for the Invoker.
Well, I guess that's going to deal with the massive creeps.
Yeah. Wave clearing. That's nice.
Yeah, that's
you can throw
good.
the Mjolnir buff on your Wraith King, which is also very, very good.
Pretty weird pickup on Invoker. I'm not in love with it, but I can definitely see the reason that they're using it. So
it's an intriguing grab call, and we'll see if it works out. And as far as these ancient stacks, finally they're going to make a go on it. Bristle eating a lot of damage, but will quickly mech up and try to clean out the rest here. And this will allow him to complete out what I would imagine could still be his Vanguard, but though it would be pretty late by this point.
Yeah, he might just not.
Maybe save it for a reliable Vibe Booster until a potential Heart in the future, I would imagine.
Yeah, and Merlini would be happy with that.
Yeah.
Merlini, not a big fan of the Vanguard. I'm not a huge fan either.
I don't think LD's a fan of Vanguard.
Bristleback, one of my only ones that I like. And, well, EMP there for Jay. Is this going to be enough to keep him alive? 4 staffs back. I hear a Burrow Strike as well. Seems to be off the mark, though. Yeah, it's way over here. And, well, they take down the tower easily.
He has Blink available in Epi if Execration were to make the push in. Bless you, by the way.
Thank you.
And, but that's not going to be the case. It looks like Execration are not going to commit to too much more than that and will pull back instead. And the lightning coming out from Invoker, just making him look like a serious wizard right now, just casting it all down. But, I mean, we'll see if it ends up paying off for him. In the meantime, though, Doom working on his own in the offlane, pushing back this wave. He went for more of that BKB style build. Just kind of playing more defensive. And is that it? He doesn't actually have as much farm as I was expecting him to have.
Yeah, he only has 67 CS, and things just don't really seem to be coming together for Excretion. Really, the only thing they've got going for them is Ninja Boogie.
Yeah. And you know what, though? If Ninja Boogie's going to be the one lone
that's
hero
not
for
a bad
the team,
basket to have.
yeah, I mean, the Lycan is probably one of the better heroes to be able to do it. I mean, we've seen games where Lycan alone can pretty much bring the game back in their favor just with that Dirty Rats kind of split push action coming out. And, you know, now with his Necro 3 complete and a little over 1k gold available here, he can move on to his next big item, which, you know, it's Bradley Abraham. I mean, does he guess go for the BKB at this point on a Lycan?
Hard to say. I think against Invoker, it's definitely a possibility. You might want to go for like a Basher or something. It kind of depends on what his personal preference is. BKB is definitely the safe option, though.
Yeah, definitely. And look at this. They continue to make the push happen here. They place down the wards in the bottom lane. They're hoping that their creep friends can quickly clear them out safely, and it looks like they will be able to do so. And I would assume that Mineski might not be able to commit to this. Nope, just the opposite. Jump in. They're looking to make a go on the Doom. They stun. He's forced to pop the BKB, so EMP will do nothing. They turn back with a pretty EMP that kind of just goes to nothing.
Yeah, that epicenter was not
questionable.
Great. Yeah, questionable. I mean, he only went on. He was trying to go on the Doom, who had a BKB, and as a result, they lose their top tower here. Bit of a weird engagement there from Mineski.
Yeah, but they're committed. They want to get this tower. Linger to move forward. There goes a quick swap, and Vengeful Spirit will end up falling. Minus on attack, though, I guess, for some of the Mineski squad, but I don't think that's going to help in the meantime. There goes a Burrow Strike, catches on 2, big EMP to fly out. There's the heal from Chen, but it's not going to be enough to save the Doom. Doom ends up being taken down, and now, look at that. The Invoker, questioning his Maelstrom pickup, actually is dominating now, and will look to continue and clear out the rest of this Tier 2 tower.
Yeah, and down it goes. Mineski just continuing to get a smaller advantage, just a little bit. I mean, things are still winnable for Excretion at this point. They have the Lycan, but beyond that, things are a little rough.
Action behind the Lycan, though, as they make a go and do take down the Invoker for the first time. Chen's got to be able to run away from this one. Big damage coming out, and they do take down the Queen of Pain, and now Vengeful Spirit on the run, falls once again. Next thing you know, 4 down all day here. Even Ninja Boogie in a world of hurt. The Blinken coming out from Wraith King. There's a nice stun. The Shackle lockdown, just too much. They can't get away.
Why?
Unbelievable. The quick feed dieback. This is unmercifully sloppy coming out from Execration. Oh no. It looked relatively close, but after that, Greg, there might be no coming back.
Yeah, that was just a series of questionable decision making after questionable decision making, and well, there's a Mjolnir on Jay, and this is not, I can't say an item I've seen in maybe ever on an Invoker. So.
I mean, with how far they've got, it can't be a bad thing.
Yeah, and well, the XP graph is much more telling than the gold graph. It's getting ugly.
Well, here we go. Pop the wards. They're going to look to take another Tier 2 tower here in the mid lane and just control the map that much more. There goes a bit of a wave of terror to try to slow them down, but you cannot stop it.
They dropped wards on this.
Yeah, they probably could have got it. There was still plenty of them dead. Ninja Boogie obviously was not going to be able to be around and be a part of it, but I guess it's the safe thing to do. And they just get it in the meantime, and they'll just kind of, separate and farm.
Yeah, and top lane tower still here. Last Tier 2 standing for Execration, who really, that was just, I have no idea what that was. That was a horrible series of decision making. Those TPs at the end made no sense. At that point, you already lost the fight. There's no reason to just continue losing the fight. So we'll see if Excretion can recover and reset.
It definitely would have helped a lot if Lycan had his BKB already for that kind of a fight, but that's not the case this go around. He's very, very close to it. You know, he needs a little bit more farm to work with. If he can clear out this creep wave and then kind of go through the jungle briefly, he will have it at that point. But speaking of BKBs, right after the Mjolnir, it looks like Invoker has picked up a BKB of his own. It's not on him yet, but it's on the way here. Courier looking to fly it out to him, and a very nice solid pickup for him. So a good Invoker for him as well. It's no DDZ, but
yeah, he's been playing pretty well.
But it's good.
I like the BKB pickup, despite the fact that there's a Doom. It's just going to let him do whatever he wants in these team fights, which is pretty valuable, to be honest. So
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, for this Doom, there's still a lot of targets that he has to kind of question what's the right target to use his Doom on. I mean, you throw it on the Invoker, yeah, that's great, but you're leaving the Sand King to get everything off, the Epicenter, the Burrow Strikes, and what have you. Obviously, Bristleback will be able to constantly throw out the Quills over and over again, and Shao Shaman's going to be right there with all of his lockdowns. So you know, Doom has to think twice about what he wants to use that ultimate on.
Yeah, Necrobook now for Fox as well, and I guess they've just resorted to the everyone build a Necrobook plan, which is not the worst plan in the world.
This is the fastest attacking Evoker I've seen in quite some time. Just
Full
just
Wax
getting him
Mjolnir.
out.
Pretty weird. Pretty weird, but well, it seems to be working out just fine as he picks up that BKB after just wrecking that team fight. Pretty much got him all that gold, and he is atop the net worth now fairly easily over that Lycan, and Bristleback close behind. Just took a look at his items. He's stacked. Casual Vit Booster, he's got a Sange mech as well as the pipe. Pretty tanky build. I actually like this a lot.
Yep.
I think this is much better than Vanguard. Fucking Vanguard,
I would
man.
assume he'd move that Sage into a Halberd, which will make life even more difficult for the Lycan if he's able to get it off. And well, Lycan, I would imagine he has completed his BKB. Where is it? There it is. BKB now acquired for the Lycan, so now he can breathe a little bit in some of these team fights. But at this point, Mineski, especially off that big fight, they might just have too much farm.
Yeah, and Jay's now just ancienting with this ridiculous build. Popping him down, Alacrity. He's got the Mjolnir. He is stuck in the tree. He's going to clear himself out of there right now. And, well, Execration, can they summon a defense? It looks like we're going to be waiting for this next Roche to go down, which is, looks like a very short one. It's going to be just a couple seconds.
Yeah, it looks like a clock. I just never can really understand it.
The old one I thought was actually much easier to read.
Yeah, I just had learned it as they decided to change it. I was like, okay, I'm getting it now. I got it. And then they changed it to something like this. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, what is this, 9 o'clock or something?
Well, Hex on Ninja Boogie. And, well, he's dead.
Well,
that's godlike for Jay. I'm not sure there's much that can be done at this point for Execration. Oh, they lose another.
it's a heartbreaker. I mean, Execration have had a real hard day of games. I mean, they pulled in one victory. You know, their last game they managed to pull it out against First Departure, I believe. But other than that, it's been all very hard for them. And well, for Mineski here, they're looking to push on forward. They got a lot of farm on their side. They're clearing out the creeps very quickly here. Now looking to potentially push up the high ground and make their first move into the base.
Yeah, moving along here, it's going to be the wards leading the way as well as the Bristleback, and they immediately knock down a couple of these Necro creeps, and with this Mjolnir and Invoker, they'll be able to do that easily. Moving forward there by EWE, he gets a stomp off. Unfortunately, he can't get a Doom off, and that is a crucial part of the engagement. Just completely lost now for Execration, and this game just looks pretty much over, honestly.
Yeah, with the help of these wards, this rack should go down very easily. Lycan is now back into the mix, but what can one man do to try to defend this all out? Even the Wraith King pushing far forward now. Lycan pops his ultimate, pops a BKB, wants to get a bit of redemption and try to scare them at least out of the base in the meantime, but he's not getting anything done. He's not getting anything done. And now they'll just make their escape and step out. He'll farm a few of the wards, but all in all, it's for nothing here. 22-6. Mineski showing that they are the Filipino team of this qualifier.
Yeah, and, well, they're going to move into Roche now, and I imagine shortly afterwards they're going to look to end the game. Maybe this Invoker goes and gets some mana. He almost has enough mana for money for, like, a Hex or something, if that's where he wants to go next.
Meanwhile, top lane, Sand King just constantly trying to keep all the lanes pushed out for himself, picks up a gem, and also about 1k gold, and for the rest of his squad, they're making a go at the Roche. They take it down, and of course they hand it right back over to Jay, who's been definitely earned it, as he's been putting in some serious work with his bit of an obscure item build.
Yeah, he's gone for a Lincoln's now, which is fairly standard. He actually gets a regen rune, so base Volvo. Make it so we can just walk down the mid lane and try to close this one out.
Very nice, and obviously also the Halberd complete there for the Bristleback, just, you know, continuing to make things a lot more difficult, and now even the Sand King gets his own Lincoln Sphere, so Doom is not going to find any easy targets to work with.
Not at all, and they're going to be marching down the mid lane now, and, well, we'll see if they're able to close this one out.
Could be the case here, approaching the 32-minute mark, looking to make a hard push down the mid lane, and obviously by now, Shao Shaman does have the wards available, and when he so chooses, he can just look to set those bad boys down, and then it forces Execration to try to, you know, either decide, is it worth taking a fight and trying to get something going, or is it just like you're forced to step back and just try to wait for a small window of opportunity to make the jump onto Mineski?
And here they go, moving forward, dropping the wards down. Jay putting on that Lincoln's buff, looks very stylish on himself, pops that, and well, I don't think XCTN are going to have much of a chance in this fight. The tower goes down, moving forward, EMP goes off. Doom off here on the Wraith King, but they're just nailing this Doom. He just has to run away. Is he actually going to die? No, not quite. Invoker is able to take down the Vengeful Spirit, though, and everyone is just in full retreat as the tower dies, and, well, I think this might just be about it for this one.
Lycan was like behind them trying to get something done. He was already shapeshifted and his BKB, but just couldn't do anything about it. Just forced to sit back and watch his base crumble before him here, and that's another set of racks down. There's another couple of pickoffs, and I would imagine that they're probably going to be throwing the towel here any moment.
Yeah, and, well, they're now getting fountain farmed, and that's generally a good time to kick in the towel, but they're still here, I guess.
Well, in the meantime, let's see if they get a couple extra kills, I would suppose, here, but they do instead step back. Vengeful will fall once again. A hero who, with his latest buff, should be falling more often, but 0, 9, and 5 is not anything you want. And there it is. The GG will be called out. This one is going to be done. Another pretty dominating performance, this time for Mineski, the team that's showing that they are the ones that are going to be the true Filipino team to take it in this qualifier.
Yeah, and fairly easy game there. And that one just did not really work out for XCTN. They did their best to try to make something happen, and they had a lot of failed ganks. They had some serious issues trying to figure out exactly how they were going to execute, and then they just kind of got rolled over by the team fight. But thank you for joining us here on High Ground TV on What Is Hip. With me for the last broadcast for now is Coddle Guy. Follow him at Coddle Guy.
Yep.
Follow me at What Is Hip TV. Mott going to be picking up in just a couple minutes here, as long as he's not delayed by a different game. And, well, we'll be seeing what's next. First Departure versus Mineski.
First Departure versus, yep, you said it, Mineski. So, yeah, it should be good stuff. Some more Filipino action. We'll see how it ends up working out for him. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to go ahead and take a game break and hand things over to Mott, but more C action coming your way.
See you guys in just a couple minutes.